Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Theater of Football. Thank you for joining us on this joyous of days. Today, I'm joined by Patrick Heinrich. How are you doing, Patrick?
I'm feeling great, Mike. Feeling great.
Yes.
Hoping to pass along some of that spirit to everybody else.
Yes, me too. I'm feeling great as well. A lot to get to from today's positive performance from United, dispatching the Blades 3-0. The other results today include a 1-1 draw between Newcastle and Villa. Liverpool are 2 points from the title now, which fills every United fan with joy with their 4-0 thrashing of Palace. Wolves and Everton ran out 1-0 winners over Bournemouth and Norwich, respectively. And that means that Wolves are still level with us on points. We have the tiebreaker by having a much superior goal differential, which we were able to pad by another 2 goals. So that's good. We are now 2 points back of Chelsea, of course, with a game in hand. They host City tomorrow. But let's get to the good stuff. It was a hat trick today by Anthony Martial, scoring all 3 goals for us. That's right, 50 million down the drain. Tony Marshall scores again. Patrick, I don't think there was one player who put a foot wrong. What are your thoughts from coming out of today's match?
Oh, well, I think definitely everybody was in fine shape for this match today. I think my only criticism that I could get to is with Luke Shaw in the second half. Great performance in the first half, but second half with his temperamental foul and conceding that corner in the middle of the second half, I'd say that was the only thing I could find wrong with performance today. And of course, Marcus Rashford's, easy goal opportunity, missing that. But I can't complain with the way it turned out in the end. Should have been 4-0, but that's again, can't complain much.
Yeah, 4-0, my prediction would have been true, but that's okay. That was the performance I was looking for. Yes, Luke Shaw, I guess we can criticize him for being the only player booked on the day. So well done to him. But no, other than that, he didn't do much wrong, I don't think. And to Rashford's credit, he didn't score that easy opportunity, but he did assist on 2 of Martial's 3 goals, which, by the way, is his first senior hat trick and the first league hat trick for Manchester United since Robin van Persie scored 3 goals against Aston Villa on our clinching game from our last title in 2013. So. And I guess the first hat trick in the league since Sir Alex Ferguson retired.
Yeah.
So those are pretty nice things to set right today. I thought Sheffield United was a team that looked like they were really looking pretty wounded. Their first 2 games back from the break. So it's a shame for them since they had such a good season going.
Yeah.
As we said in the as I said in the preview, and you said as well. It looked like a team that we could really take advantage of today, and we should impose our will, and I felt like we did that. I felt like all 3 goals came when we had them under some serious pressure. They had numbers behind the ball, and we were able to just create the openings to put the goals in. So that's encouraging as well, because we know that we play well in the break, but we sometimes have trouble breaking teams down when they sit deep, putting 9-10 men behind the ball. So that was encouraging.
No sloppy goals. Very technical, well-executed goals that are great to see.
Yeah. Nothing fluky about any of the goals we scored. So no haters today. And the good thing is we don't need to talk about David De Gea because he didn't really have to do anything until the 82nd minute, and that was just to stop a very tame effort from McBurney. So that's great. I'm glad we don't need to talk about him. He's probably glad that we won't be talking about him. I'm sure he's a big fan of our show. So
yeah.
And he'll probably get a rest at the weekend with Romero coming in for the FA Cup. So good for him. One thing I would like to discuss that I kind of found fascinating after watching the Spurs match and then after today's match, you had our holding midfield pairing against Spurs was Fred and McTominay. And today it was Pogba and Matic. And I think it was interesting watching Pogba and Matic play today. They both, I thought, had excellent games. Pogba didn't really work the hardest. He didn't put himself about as much as he did against Spurs, but I think coming on for the last 25 minutes against Spurs, he didn't need to pace himself. And today he was making sure he saved his energy on a hot evening in Manchester. So
Yeah.
that was good, but his quality still showed through. And you have Madic with him, and I've never been a big Madic fan, but Madic can sit there and shield the back four really well. He can win the ball back when we lose it and recycle it. These are things that I don't think Pogba is necessarily the greatest at. Pogba's talent and ability to influence matches when we're on the front foot is something no one can deny. But the defensive aspects of his games are sometimes lacking. And, he's just not that type of player. And it was interesting. Those two played a lot together under Mourinho, but I think Mourinho really limited Pogba's ability to get forward and be that creative spark, while Solskjaer is encouraging him to do that and telling him not to worry if maybe he loses the ball and gets caught high up the pitch, and trust his teammates to win the ball back behind him. So that's interesting to see. If you do that, if is Solskjaer's approach, they seem to complement each other perfectly in there. Assuming you got Bruno playing in that number 10. Is that kind of what you're seeing too, Patrick?
Yeah, I mean, Madic has never, shown out to me as a standout, but as a technical mainstay, that's what I would like class him into. And so by, allowing him to do that, and then allowing Pogba to be the wild card, which is kind of like his niche that he likes to do. I mean, you always see him up front all the time. And then Madic is back and doing his thing, blocking the back line. I completely agree with that. And I think Solskjaer is good in allowing those two to play to their strengths and their talents.
Yeah, and there's a lot that people have criticized Ole on, but I think he's getting the most. Or under Solskjaer, since Solskjaer took over, Pogba's missed a ton of matches through injury, but there are signs today that Ole can get the most out of that partnership. I know Madic is in his 30s now, and I don't know how long Paul will stay with the club with his contract running down and rumors about his future flying about. But it was interesting to see those two play. And then you see Bruno playing ahead of them, and some of the link-up play that Paul and Bruno were providing. And then with Rashford and Martial and Greenwood at times mixing it in further forward. It's very easy on the eye to watch today's match, I thought. And then just going back to Fred and McTominay, I think those two complement each other pretty well too. I don't think either of them, there's any aspect of their game that they do excellently. Like there's a couple aspects, like I said, Madic does well as far as some of the defensive stuff, and Pogba does well with picking out any pass on the pitch. But McTominay and Fred are just solid all-around players with tons of energy. And there's a match earlier in the season when we went down to Bournemouth and played, and Ashley Young was playing left back, and he was just getting harassed. And both Fred and McTominay went sprinting out over there to try to help him out, along with Maguire. And basically, they were trying to shut down the service from that side. Well, the service got in anyway, and that pretty much left Josh King alone with Wan-Bissaka to bully him and turn and score. And I believe we ended up losing that game 1-0, if I recall. From there, and you saw more and right before the break with McTominay coming back from injury, that the understanding between Fred and McTominay is improving a lot, that they can kind of dovetail for one another. One ends up further forward, the other one's going to cover, and vice versa. Yeah. And so with their ability to kind of do everything pretty well, maybe not world class at all, but they do everything pretty well and work hard. I think you got two sets of holding midfielders there that can go against just about, I don't know, any team in England as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Well, look out, Chelsea.
Yes. 2 points back. I hate to say this, but hopefully City beat them tomorrow, just because we need the help.
Yeah.
And I just want to put off Liverpool winning. I know it's going to happen. I've already made my peace with that, but I just want to kind of delay them hoisting the trophy as much as possible.
That's right.
as much as it pains me to root for City, I think we have to tomorrow.
It's this very thin line where you can do that at this point. So
Yeah.
the
Yes.
one occasion we're going to allow it.
Yeah. Definitely. Patrick, besides one final point here, besides Martial, was there one player who really stood out to you that had a really good game?
Oh yeah, definitely Rashford. I think played excellently. He gave Martial 2 opportunities for 2 out of the 3 for the hat trick. So I think Rashford had an amazing game, even despite his not being able to follow through with his goal. I think Rashford and Martial were a great pair to have up front. And it was really exciting to see them clicking together, finding each other. It just seemed like they knew where each other were the entire time. So I think the 2 serves that Rashford put forward to Martial were just awesome. I also, have to give some credit to Wan-Bissaka. He continues to excite me with his gameplay. And I, definitely think that the 3 of them had an amazing match today.
I am glad you brought up Wan-Bissaka because from the first match he played for United, we could see that he was a top-notch defender.
Yep.
The one criticism he got from not necessarily me, but that I heard from pundits on TV was that his crossing, his final ball when we're on the attack, that his service isn't that great. Well, the couple months leading up to the break, he had a number of assists and just probably a ton of really nice crosses into the box from that right wing. And then you see today again, assisted on Martial's second goal with a good understanding with him in the middle as well. And yeah, Martial and Rashford's understanding with one another and what they're trying to do out there. And you saw signs of that again before Rashford got injured in January, that the 2 of them were really starting to click. Then it wasn't surprising to me that when Rashford went down with an injury, that Martial struggled for a little bit of time and came under some flack. But he and Rashford had a good thing going. So it's kind of like they're starting to pick up where they left off before Rashford was injured. So that's good to see. And yes, praise to Wan-Bissaka for improving his service. I think what helps with Wan-Bissaka too, just one other point, is that when James is in there, James likes to say far right by the touch line. And when you have Greenwood in there, he's going to drift more infield to get closer to goal because he's more of a striker trying to get in the box and get on the end of crosses. But that gives that whole wing to Wan-Bissaka because Greenwood's going to draw the fullback or the center back over, and Wan-Bissaka is going to blow by him and have all that space to put in those good deliveries. So maybe that's why he's starting to excel more now, is because Greenwood's been playing more games on the right and James has been playing fewer. That gives Wan-Bissaka more space. I'm not hating on James, but that's just another observation I saw. Today. Well,
no, I definitely agree with that. Greenwood's placement this game also was very good. So, and he and Wan-Bissaka were playing off each other really well.
Yeah, they seem to have a good understanding. So good things all around today. Great performance, good scoreline. Overall, I thought this was one of our best games of the year. And I thought we were great defensively when our attacks broke down. And it never looked like Sheffield United were going to score. And there's been very few games, I don't know, recently. I know we've kept more clean sheets recently, but we've still given opportunities to teams where I felt like they could have scored. But today, that never was the case. So good performance, great performance, and hopefully we'll keep it going on Saturday in the FA Cup when we go to Carrow Road to take on Norwich City. So that's all from the Theater of Football today. As always, if you like the video, hit the like button or subscribe. And also, please give us your comments below. Who is your man of the match besides Martial? I think we can all agree that he's just man of the match, a 10 out of 10 for him for senior hat trick. But give us your thoughts on today's match and what you expect from the boys going forward. For Patrick, I'm Mike. Thanks again for watching Theater of Football, and let's hope the Reds keep marching on.
keep the momentum. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.